hoops.
James Harden continues to make the case for the best regular season scorer of all time. Another 60-point game here in 2019. He dropped 60 against the Hawks in 3 quarters. Yeah, it could have been more, like career high more, when the video screen showed that he needed just 2 more points to break his career high. Harden freaked out.
That's all it's about, is the points. And that's what really gets under my skin.
The Hawks announcers there speak for a lot of people who do not like James Harden. They say that his game is selfish, he bends the rules, that his era is soft. Today in this video, we're gonna take on all of those arguments, compare him to the greatest scorers of all time, and see where Harden ranks. Hey, it's Casey Kiernan, host of the AM Hoops YouTube channel. Hit us with a subscribe. We're trying to grow this channel. Every sub counts. We appreciate all of you. We're coming out with 3 quality NBA videos every single week on the channel. And if you love the league in detail, check out the AM Hoops podcast. Monday through Friday morning, we're going over every single NBA game so you're always up to date. Now, people debate if Harden is the greatest scorer of all time. There's not much debate if he's the greatest what if of all time. What if Oklahoma City had kept together a young team with 3 future MVPs? What could they have accomplished? It was reported at the time that OKC didn't want to go into the luxury tax with their 3 stars. The most they could offer Harden was 4 years, $60 million. Their final offer was 4-year, $55 million. Really? I mean, I know the tax would have made it a little more than that $5 million, but really? Some people suspect it might not just be financial, also that they had concerns about Harden off the court. He is a fan of the nightlife after all, has his jersey retired in a strip club. But Houston took the gamble and it paid off, like immediately. In his very first game in a Rockets uniform, Harden dropped 37 points against the Detroit Pistons, shooting 56% from the field and 40% from 3. And that was just the beginning, literally and figuratively. He has gotten better and better throughout the years. Harden has allowed the current rules plus the current analytics of today's NBA to evolve and shape his game. For some reason, it took an analytics revolution to figure out that 3s are worth more than 2s, and Harden is at the forefront. No one has attempted more 3s in one season than Harden's 1,028 in 2018-19. Same goes for free throws. He's led the league 4 times. The only guys to attempt 800 3-pointers and 500 free throws in a season are Kobe Bryant in 2006, Russell Westbrook in 2017, and James Harden 4 times. But Harden blows everyone out of the water with his 858 free throws and 1,028 3-point attempts in 2018-19. Basically, I'm saying he has mastered those 2 ways of scoring. Analytics also says that the most efficient 2-point attempt is right at the rim. He's pretty good at that too. He leads the league in drives per game this year. He also led all of last season. So while Harden has taken advantage of this era has clapped back at him. In 2017, the Harden rule was put in place, and basically it was meant for refs to look to see if the shooter would lean in to draw contact and therefore go to the free throw line. A lot of people thought, okay, this is going to take away one of Harden's main weapons. He still leads the league in free throw attempts. Or this year, people have always ragged on Harden for traveling. So many viral videos. The dude fooling the refs, taking too many steps, making the league look bad. It's not just going to the rim. Wherever he is on the court, his step back 3s, Harden had an extra long gather, which took advantage of a gray area in the rule book. They got rid of that gray area, but did it stop Harden? Didn't even slow him down. The other greatest scorers of all time have forced rule changes. After Michael Jordan retired a second time, they got rid of the hand check, hoping that another MJ would step forward. They didn't. Wilt Chamberlain used to put back all of his missed free throws, which was 1 every 2 times. He shot 49%. So now, of course, the rule exists where the free throw taker cannot leave the line until the ball hits the rim. Another thing that all great scorers have in common is the signature move. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the sky hook. Hakeem, the Dream Olajuwon, the Dream Shake. Of course, Michael Jordan's fadeaway jumper. James Harden has the step back 3. So clearly, there are many criteria that would make a player one of the greatest scorers ever. But for the sake of this argument, let's just use numbers and look at all-time records. So we start with Kareem. Of course, he is the all-time leading scorer with 38,387 career points. Next, let's include Wilt Chamberlain. Among his many records, the most points scored in a game, famously with 100. Then, of course, Michael Jordan. His airness owns the career regular season scoring average of 30.12 points per game. Now, we could keep going. I'm not sure how many people realistically have anyone above those three guys, but just in case, let's include Kobe Bryant, the most points in a game since Wilt, with 81 in 2006. So how could James Harden possibly be better than that Rushmore of all-time great scorers? There are two ways he's better than all of them, and I'll let Daryl Morey explain the first.
You know, someone asked me who's a better scorer, him or Michael Jordan, and it's just factual that James Harden is a better scorer than Michael Jordan.
Based on the math.
Based on literally, like, you give James Harden the ball, and before you're giving up the ball, how many points do you generate, which is how you should measure offense. James Harden is by far number one in NBA history.
What Harden's GM is talking about is points per 100 possessions. Basically, it normalizes data from across eras. So you can't say, well, this guy played at a faster pace in his era or a slower pace, so he had more or less possessions to get his numbers. Let's just say every player in a vacuum has 100 possessions. How many points do they score? And you guessed it, Harden is at the very top. His 48.2 points per 100 possessions in the 2018-19 season broke Michael Jordan's previous record of 46.4 set in 1987. Kobe Bryant almost broke that in 2006. And the scary part is James Harden is on pace to break his own record this year by 0.1 points, even with all these rule changes. What about Wilt Chamberlain? Well, Mr. 100 points in a game, his best season was 1961-62, which is 40.5 points per 100 possessions. So why is this stat so important and so central to the argument of greatest scorer of all time? That stat says this: when a team's got the ball, how many points does it score before it turns into the defense? And literally, James Harden is better at doing that than any player who's ever lived. It's that simple. Now here's the second point that Morey didn't bring up. James Harden is more efficient than all those great scorers that we talked about. Yeah, he may have a higher usage rate, but consider all the players in history who have averaged more than 35 points per game in a season. Wilt Chamberlain, he did it 5 times. James Harden, Michael Jordan, Rick Barry, and Kobe Bryant. All of those guys had to take more shots to get their numbers and play more minutes than James Harden did his. I mean, we can normalize the data, talk about per 100, but the bottom line is this: all of those greats on that list had to work harder, put up more shots, and spend more time on the court to accumulate their numbers than James Harden. Look, I would never say that Harden is a better overall player than Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, LeBron James. We could go on, because Harden has never won an NBA title. He's never even been to the finals with the Rockets. But what I will say, and I never thought I would, but listen to Russell Westbrook. If it was that easy, other players would do it, but Harden is the only one who has done all those things we talked about. And don't normalize greatness. And in this case, the greatest regular season scorer of all time.
Support AM Hoops and click subscribe. Don't miss a weekly NBA video.